Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new video and another episode of my F1 2019 career mode and the finale of season 3 and our last ever race in the Williams car. If you guys have missed the last episode, then go watch it by clicking the link in the top right hand corner of the screen for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Go watch that, guys, because there are major spoilers ahead, and if you don't know what happened or you're new to the channel, then by all means go watch the last race first of all to see what happened. And I don't really want to spoil it for you guys, but we're going to move to spoilers. So yeah, hopefully you guys have clicked off the video by now. But this weekend we are here in Abu Dhabi and Yas Marina, to be more precise, and we've got no rain expected, and also we're going to end the season as the top car on the grid, and thus completing the journey, if you will, of winning the championship with Williams and also making them the fastest car on the grid. We did miss out on the constructors, but I'm going to put that down to my teammates over the 3 seasons for just not being good enough and just not accruing enough points. You know, I've been dragging this wagon by myself, to be honest, and I'm not going to mince my words about that. My teammates have been absolutely awful. But this weekend, we're not going to do any practice or qualifying because, there's no need. We're leaving the team, and, there's no more R&D upgrades for us to do. So we're going to pretty much put on a fresh engine and we're going to jump straight into qualifying just to do an outlap, just to make sure the penalty gets applied for the race. And we are going to start from the back of the grid for our last ever race in Williams at the back of the grid for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So hopefully we can have a good little race. But it's been emotional. It's been a tough journey, a long journey of 3 seasons, but we got there in the end and we achieved our goals. And I look forward to moving on to pastures new and to a new team, hopefully for next season. And again, we go again in Australia, and it'll be a new journey, a new challenge, and a fresh team, a fresh environment, and that kind of renewed optimism and energy to go again. But overall, guys, it's been a fantastic 3 seasons here at Williams as we now get on the jack and get pushed back into the garage. And that is going to be it for qualifying. We're going to have a 60 place grid penalty, aka we're going to start from the very, very back of the grid, and we're going to try and fight our way back and hopefully target, I think, to get a top 5 finish, and that would be pretty much ending the season on a high. But that is it. Thank you, Williams, and we're now going to move into the start of our final ever race.
So here we are, ready to go racing for one final time this year. Another season of victories, controversies and rivalries lies in our wake. And just one challenge remains here in the United Arab Emirates on a circuit that made its spectacular debut back in 2009. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The Marina circuit is made up of 3.4 miles of track, featuring 21 corners with 2 very long straights. DRS zones going into the heavy braking zones of both Turn 8 and Turn 11 offer plenty of potential for overtaking. The circuit comes with its fair share of tricky corners as well, in particular Turns 15, 16 and 17, which will certainly test a driver's braking management. And it's an absolute pleasure to be joined once again by Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Martinez. They've had a fantastic campaign. It's been a wonderful year, and they come into this weekend's Grand Prix as a fully deserving champion.
I agree, it's been a truly impressive season, but championship or no, I don't think they'll be gently cruising around to the finish line. In fact, with points no longer a concern, there's a lot less to risk, so we may even see a more aggressive approach.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Kevin Magnussen lines up on pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Sainz, Leclerc, Pierre Gasly and Albon, Fiat, Norris, Giovinazzi and Roman Grosjean, Russell, Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo and Stroll, Raikkonen, Vettel, Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton, Hülkenberg and Martinez. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Right, here we are then on the grid for the finale of Season 3 for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Starting from last place, P20 on the grid alongside the Renault of, I believe, Lance Stroll. And the target is simple. Try and have a good race and score some points, really. It's as simple as that. I want to try and have a good fight back through the field and score some big points for the team in our final race. In terms of strategy, we're going to start in the mediums and then run 2 sets of soft tyres. We're also running quite a lot of fuel, actually. We're running 3 laps more fuel. Because we've got the fresh engine, we can afford to run a lot more rich mix and just pretty much burn the engine up and give it hell the entire race and try our absolute best to have a decent race here today. So let's jump into it. Hopefully it's a good race. Hopefully it's a fun race and we give the team something to smile about at the end by picking up some big points. So let's jump into it. It's time for the final race of Season 3 for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Right, here we go then. Let's try and get a good start. We might struggle on the mediums at first, but let's give it our best. Lights out, and away we go. Not a bad start, actually. We are going to remain in 20th, although we're going to try and go down the inside of turn 1 of, actually, Hulkenberg. I thought it was Stroll, but it's actually Nico Hulkenberg. We get past quite easily there. We've got Bottas in front in the Mercedes. Let's see if we can find a position. We get the run. We're going to get on the outside. Hamilton as well. We're going to go on the outside. And Sebastian Vettel as well. Both Mercedes and Ferrari having miserable seasons this year. They've really dropped through the field. But we make the move around the outside of all of them. And we've made our way up to P16 already. We've got Raikkonen here and Stroll going side by side. Let's try and get stuck in. Use the engine upgrades from the last race. The fresh power unit and all the fuel we have to try and make some moves happen. We're gaining here on Stroll and Sainz, or Raikkonen should I say. Raikkonen locks up quite a bit. We're going to try and go around the outside of Lance Stroll, who takes a very narrow line. There's a bit of contact, but we get through quite easily around the outside and already up to P15, making a fantastic bit of progress on the opening lap and getting stuck in really straight away on the medium tyres, which is exactly what we wanted. And a good start to begin the final ever race with Williams. Up next though, Kimi Raikkonen, the Iceman. Where will he be next season? Let's find out. Let's get into this race. 28 laps or 27 laps now remain in this. Let's enjoy it. Here we go then. We're on the back straight. We're tucked in behind Kimi. I'm starting to crank up the engine and build up some momentum already. If I can just get a good exit through here, then we might have a chance. Unfortunately, there's no DRS. That's going to make it a bit more complicated. It's good to see that we're actually a bit more competitive when it comes to straight line speed now. We can keep up quite nicely. I'm just waiting for the AI to turn their engines down. They tend to do that after lap 2. As we get a bit hot there on the brakes, we're going to almost collect Raikkonen under braking, but we just get away with it. Seems like the Toro Rosso in front of us is going a bit slow here, and he's causing a bit of a traffic jam, so we need to dispatch him quite quickly. Okay, DRS is now enabled, so this can make things quite interesting. Let's see how this all pans out. If I can just get a good exit here, which I'm struggling to. We do not get much traction down there whatsoever. We're quite far back. I'm going to keep the engine turned up though. Hopefully we can make something happen. I think the Toro Rosso might cause a bit of trouble into the brake zone. There we go. We've made up a lot of ground there. Got ourselves right on the back of Kimi. But again, I'm not quite close enough for really an attack. I'm lacking a bit of traction on these tyres. Hopefully in a couple of laps we can come into it and get a chance to make a move. But for now it looks like we're struggling. Although it is kicking off here, that Toro Rosso and Haas going side by side. Kimi's on the back foot here. If I could just get some traction, not bad, but not enough of a straight to really capitalise. Need to make this move now. We're running out of time because the racing points are racing away out front. And you know, we want to try and race for the win today if possible, so we need to make some moves happen. Nice tidy run through turn 1. I tend to get good momentum through here, through 2 and 3. Getting very close to Kimi. He's going to go defensive or not. He keeps on the racing line. No, he actually goes defensive, so we're going to use that as the invitation to go around the outside. Inside for the next corner, we squeeze him off a little bit, run him onto the curb, and that will give us the position for P15. Job done. We're a bit far back though from Ricciardo, so we'll have to maybe have another stab on it on the next lap. 3 wide here. This could get nasty between these guys. It's still 3 wide. Oh yes, look at that. Double overtake on Ricciardo and the Haas. And Kvyat's on mediums. That's why he's going so slow. Let's try and get past him. But that was a beautiful double overtake. Extremely just that racecraft. That's just years of experience on my end, knowing what was going to happen there. Really intelligent overtake. Getting 2 cars on the switchback. Now we can get past Kvyat and race off into the clean air, into the sunset, and try and get after some points. Because we're already up to the P12 on lap 4, which is something I didn't expect. Really competitive performance so far. Let's get on the back of Kvyat here and try and get past him. There's a massive train of cars as well. I believe that's a battle for P3, all those cars in front. So let's try and get amongst it. Try and carry the speed here through 2 and 3. Close up to Kvyat and then maybe pass him on the back straight. Here we go. Late on the brakes. Nice and tidy. Let's not mess it up. Into the hairpin. Nicely done. Open up the line. Quick exit. Job done. Right, let's get the DRS open. And let's get this move done. There we go. Let's see how good our straight line speed is now with the fresh engine and the improved power unit. There we go, we walked past. Job done, up to 11th. And up next is George Russell in the Red Bull, who's actually started on the soft tyres. I thought the Red Bulls would have started on mediums. Surprising there, so let's try and get after these guys and make up for lost time. Personal best 135.5. 7/10 up on our previous best. That's good pace from us. Of course, DRS assisted, but still good pace. And we're pulling away from Kvyat already here. Exactly what we need.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. Got that confirmed.
Okay, so the team are recommending a one-stop and going all the way to lap 18 on these tyres. Interesting strategy. We'll keep it in mind, but we've got a lot of traffic coming up here, so we'll evaluate our options, that's for sure. Trying to get within Lando Norris's DRS. Yeah, I think I've done enough. There's the detection line. Obviously, we're not going to overtake him just yet, but we're getting ourselves amongst it. There's about 5 cars on this straight, so again, lots of positions up for grabs, including the 2 Red Bulls, which are not really making that much progress, to be honest, in this race, considering the massive upgrade package they brought this weekend. Okay, cars are pitting in, including the Racing Point. Quite a few cars boxing in, actually, more than I thought. My teammate stays out, though, for one more lap, but there's the Racing Point in the pit lane. Let's see which one it is.
Yellow flag.
It's Magnussen, so we've got a yellow flag, I think, for a Ferrari.
Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
For Charles Leclerc. Oh, we're going to go around the outside of Norris there. We're going to get him, and I think Russell got damage.
Some information on Leclerc. They're retiring from the race.
Yep, Leclerc's out, and I think Russell got wing damage. I saw some debris fly off here. So we're going to get a chance. Look at that, Russell's visibly struggling. I think he's lost a hell of a lot of his front wing.
Green flag.
We're going to get a chance to get past Norris and Russell on the same lap. Here we go, on the Red Bull. Look at this, we're competing on the straights with the Red Bull, and that makes such a difference. We get past, though, comfortably, and up to P5 now. There we go. Get it slowed down on the brakes. Nice and easy. Up next, Alex Albon in the Toro Rosso. And Giovinazzi currently sitting in a nice P3. Magnussen is behind us there. You can see on the minimap he's right behind Russell. So we're kind of racing him here today, I think, if we one-stop. That's the key word, if. Okay, now the remaining cars pit in, including Perez and my teammate.
Antonio is coming in for a stop.
So we are going to inherit the race lead here at Abu Dhabi and at least lead one lap of this race in the finale, which is good. Let's see who rejoins behind us. Will it be Perez or Magnussen? I think it's going to be Perez. Just. Well, there we go. We're in the lead now. Let's see what our pace is like. Both Racing Points are on soft tyres, so they are much quicker than us. Let's see what their pace is like. Here comes Perez. He's got the run on me here. Doesn't quite commit to a move, but the Racing Points have a lot of pace on those soft tyres. They're very, very quick. We're going to try and, keep them behind as long as we can because we are racing them. Let's see what our straight line speed's like here. There goes Perez. Magnussen not too far behind. We're going to try and use Perez's slipstream to stay in this. There we go. That's going to keep Magnussen behind. If I can stay close through here, I might be able to come back at Perez, but I think he's got too much speed, too much pace. He pulls away so much on traction there. We're going to use DRS and full power here to put him under some pressure, but I think he's too far ahead. Yes, he is. So that's one Racing Point gone. I'm going to try and commit to this one-stop strategy because I think there's potential, especially because the Racing Points will be on mediums in the next stint. So if I could just not let them get away too far, I could have a chance maybe in the next stint on soft tyres. Okay, now Magnussen's looking for the move here. He's probably going to get past quite easily. Trying to really up my pace and match Perez with whatever I've got left in the tank, but here we go. Magnussen will get past pretty easily. It'll be the exact same move as last lap with Perez, but again, no time lost for us. We just follow the slipstream and tuck in, and we get some good straight line speed. Hopefully Magnussen actually has more pace than Perez, he can catch him, and if they battle as well, that's good for us because it would take a lot out of their tyres and possibly they wouldn't pull away as much either. But let's just try and follow Magnussen here and use the DRS. There we go, we're going to tuck in nicely.
Fuel is looking really good.
Okay, so at the moment, as things stand, I do believe P3 is possible. If we one-stop this, Sainz is the next car. I think we can keep him behind if we're putting on lap 18, so let's try and manage the gap. But I think P3 is definitely possible in this race, at least on the one-stopper.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
We are getting there, 2 more laps to go. Or 3 more actually. Sainz is just outside of the RS range. So he's going to put some pressure on. He might even get past me, to be honest, so we might lose P3. Because my tyres are starting to get pretty thin now in terms of rubber. I'm struggling quite a bit. And Sainz is now within 0.8 of a second. So here we go. Sainz might have a look at us here. Nice bit of clean traction from me. So I've given myself a bit of space.
Quick word on the tyres. They look okay for now, but we can see the wear. If you can't feel it already, then you'll certainly start too soon. Just be careful.
There we go. Nicely done into the brake zone. We had a nice bit of momentum. We stayed in front. A good exit again there, that's going to keep me in front once again, so far so good. Getting clean traction where it matters, and that's going to keep Sainz at bay. Okay, round 2. I'm struggling with my rears now so much. And also Verstappen's catching up behind, he's dragging, I believe, Pierre Gasly with him. So it's getting a bit tense now. Sainz is a lot closer this time. We're going to go to the inside. Seems like he's got a bit more engine power on his side as well. Down to the brake zone. Sainz goes around the outside, has a lot more grip and makes it work. We're going to get the switch back though. If I can just get some traction down, we do struggle, but we are close enough. I could probably get the retake here. Gaining. We're going to switch to the outside. There we go, job done. Stayed in the slipstream to the last second and we made it work. Just got to hold on for one more lap, although I'm expecting Sainz to pit in this lap, to be honest. Race leader Perez pits, so does Carlos Sainz. Magnussen stays out. Verstappen pits as well.
Box. We're coming in this lap.
I've tried to push so much on this in lap. I've tried to eke out every bit of rubber that I have left on these tyres, but we're pretty much done with these now. We're going to box in for the softs and commit to this one-stop strategy. We've got Gasly behind us probably who's going to follow us in. Let's push the pit entry, slow it down. There we go, that's very good. Magnussen pits as well. Right then, so 10 laps on soft tyres. It's going to be a sprint to the finish. Can we get a podium in this race? Let's find out, but we need a good stop first of all from the boys. Come on guys.
Release.
2.013, we'll take that. Now we need a good exit.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
There's Verstappen, it's going to be close. Very close with Max. He's on the inside, he's just got in front of us. And there's Sainz just in front. Let's try and get past Verstappen straight away and use the fresh rubber to dispatch of Sainz as well, preferably. Got to try and get past Verstappen here this first time before he gets DRS on Sainz. This is important because Verstappen won't have DRS on this one. Here we go. Power past the Red Bull. Now let's get after Sainz straight away. Oh, the grip is phenomenal. I've missed this. I've been on those tyres for so long and those mediums before. Let's get onto Sainz now and get that third place back. Here we go then, purple final sector. Let's get after Carlos. Hopefully the softs hold on and the pace is progressive and we don't just randomly drop off. We can keep on setting good laps and I can chip away at the racing points, hopefully. I don't think I'm going to get second place. You can see them visibly, but I think they're a bit too far ahead. Let's just focus on getting on Sainz first of all. Not as close as I would like to be through here, but we are within range. I think it's going to happen on the next straight though. I think we're a bit too far away, even with DRS and full engine power. We are gaining though, but I'm actually going to purposely turn the engine down and hold back for now. He goes defensive, that's going to put him on the back foot beautifully for us. There we go, and now we're going to get the traction. Look at the difference compared to last time. DRS, this is going to be an easy move, we're gaining. Sainz goes defensive, this time we're going to go to the inside and make a bit more of a spectacular overtake. And we take P3 back, we wrestle it away. Up next, Sergio Perez, who's been overtaken by Magnussen, it seems, in the pit stop phase. If those two could battle a little bit, that'd be fantastic for my personal race. But let's get after them. Let's see if we can get something else out of this race.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
Fast up of the Grand Prix by a tenth, not by much. I've got to try and push down this first sector. They need to pull away from Sainz and open up that 1 second gap. It's very, very important. Sainz is hanging in there though for now, so fair play to him. I need to have more pace in this to try and pull away. It's really, really important because once the softs start to fade, the guys behind are going to have the advantage, so I need to open up a gap here and try to pull away. Pace is good, we're pulling away from Sainz now, which is exactly what we need. We've got just about enough fuel to run to the end of the race. I've just realised my DRS is offline, so the team never actually notified me about that, which is a bit of a concern if I do get involved in a bit of a scrap. But crucially we're ahead and we've got to hold this position now to the finish. It's getting to that crossover phase now where in the next couple of laps you're going to see the medium start to get on top as a better tyre and the soft tyre start to struggle. I need Sainz and Verstappen behind to battle preferably so that they can lose time. Racing points are too quick. I've just realised they're on soft tyres as well, so they must have started the race on mediums, hence why they didn't really pull away that much. But we're looking good for P3 here. I've just got to try and keep my head, make no mistakes, hold the soft tyre until the end and we should be okay. Those two are battling behind us. Verstappen just got past, but Sainz has re-overtaken. As a result, we've pulled away. This is good for us. Hopefully that continues. Looks like Verstappen's made the move on Sainz here, and he's made it count. Sainz may re-challenge into the brake zone, but I don't think he's close enough. I think Verstappen's made that one stick. And the AI tend to speed up in the last couple laps of the race, so it's not over just yet, I don't think. We're not under pressure just yet. Verstappen's not really gaining that much at the moment. Sainz has tried to re-challenge, and he has re-challenged. That might be it, that might be the death blow. That might just give me the gap that I need to pull away, and I can turn the engine down and save a bit of fuel in the RS as a precaution in this third sector for when I possibly get attacked on the straights. But Verstappen has stayed in front, but I think we might be okay now thanks to that little attempt from Sainz to get past Verstappen. Verstappen half a second behind. He did actually get DRS I think on that back straight, but he's run out of straights to do it, and I think we're going to be okay. The Racing Points are going to clinch the Constructors' Championship in even bigger news. For the first time in their history, a massive achievement for them, as they're going to bring home another 1-2. Fantastic performance from the Racing Points, and they've dominated all weekend long. As the fireworks go off, Magnussen wins the finale, as we now go through the final couple of corners here with Verstappen putting the pressure on, but it's not going to be enough. And in our final race with Williams, we go from last to third and get a podium finish. Get in.
Brilliant job, mate. That's a fantastic podium. Super driving, really strong pace. Very, very happy.
That was brilliant stuff from Racing Point today. What a superb victory. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Racing Point's performance today has shown that they can be competitive with the veterans of the sport. They're making their way out to the podium now as we speak, and the reaction from the crowd must be incredibly uplifting for them.
Right, so here we have the final race results, and Magnussen wins ahead of Perez to make it a Racing Point 1-2 in the finale of Season 3. We come home in third place, scoring a podium and also picking up the fastest lap of the Grand Prix in the end. Surprised nobody actually improved on that, so very, very happy with that one from last to third. Didn't expect that. The car was phenomenal. The one-stop strategy was actually really unexpected. I really didn't plan for that. I've never done a one-stop around here before. That was a complete risk, and it paid off. So really, really happy. Verstappen P4, Sainz P5, Gasly in 6th, ahead of Antonio Giovinazzi, who got a 7th. Really good race from him as well in the last race for us this season. And then we've got Albon, Ricciardo, and Raikkonen rounding out the top 10. And then it's Russell missing out the points for Red Bull with that wing damage we saw earlier on, along with Norris, Vettel, Kvyat, Hülkenberg, Bottas, Grosjean, Hamilton, Stroll, and Charles Leclerc, the only retirement of the Grand Prix here today in the Ferrari. In terms of how the final standings look after that race, we end the season 43 points clear of Max Verstappen. In the last two races, we've done a good job even the last 3 really, going back to USA, we've done a demolition job on Verstappen, and 3 tracks that I wasn't confident about, and we've actually got 3 phenomenal results. Unfortunately, Giovinazzi does miss out on the top 10 as Sainz scored a 4th place finish here today, so it's going to be 11th outside the points from my teammate, and then both racing points really ended the season quite strongly, overtaking Ferrari in the end, and also George Russell only a 7th place really in the Red Bull. Disappointing really for him, considering that he had the best car for the majority of the season. In terms of Hamilton, for example, the defending world champion from last season, he's down in 9th place. A disappointing season for him. Mercedes and Ferrari taking a massive back step in terms of R&D this season. And in terms of the constructor standings, we're going to have a little look, and you can see Racing Point in the end won it quite comfortably by 33 points over Red Bull, and we finished 59 points off the top, and more specifically 26 behind Red Bull. So the bronze medal, if you will, for Williams in the constructors, I'll take that. To be honest, a massive improvement from bottom to 3rd, and yeah, overall really proud of the work we put in and proud of the team. But guys, that is it for season 3, and that is it for our chapter in Williams. We're now going to move into contract negotiations, and we're going to see exactly what the future has in store as we move into the new season for season 4 of my career mode. The question is, what team will we move to? Let's find out. Let's get negotiating, and let's sign the brand new contract.
Nice job this season. You've been performing well, and that's putting us in a strong negotiating position contract-wise. Plus, my 10%'s getting more valuable. So enjoy your break, and keep up the good work next year.
Right, so here we are then on the contract negotiation screen, and we are going to join another team. Now, currently we're at Williams, and the team I wanted to race for was actually Racing Point, but the actual straw poll proved otherwise and had a different outcome. Not a very surprising one, but still not what I had in mind. Having said that, I'm actually quite happy to oblige and respect the poll. Therefore, we're going to sign for McLaren, the 4th quickest team on the grid. And you know what, I'm actually looking forward to it. It's not a massive downgrade, you know, probably one of the top teams anyway, and we've taken Williams back to the top. Now it's time to take McLaren back to the top, so we're going to sign with them and join them. So let's get a contract negotiation underway, and let's try and sign things. Right, there we go then. The contract has been penciled in, and we've got 12th place as expected qualifying position. Qualifying tends to be my more weak part of my game, if you will. My racing is much stronger, therefore we've gone for 5th place in estimated race position. Team order, 1st driver, and I'm going to go for the hard team goals. And in terms of contract perks, everything on level 3 except for pit stop efficiency, and the team have obliged with that contract offer. But that is it, guys, for career mode in season 3. The next time I'll see you guys will be for the start of season 4 with the brand new team in the form of McLaren. If you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed this season, I'd appreciate a big fat like on this video, guys, and also get subscribed if you are new for daily Formula 1 content, and also a ton of notifications so don't miss any videos from me. And also finally check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one very soon. But until then, it's goodbye from me.